Because whatever we are doing, we are in pursuit of happiness. When I have this much money, then I will be happy. When I become this, then I will make my father or my mother proud, or my children will be happy with me, or my wife will be happy with me, or the world will look at me, and then I will feel happy. So this is the purpose of life, but it's not right, it's not wrong. This is something we must understand, that through finding the purpose of life, you will one day understand that there is no purpose to life, but yet we can have a purpose of life till we reach the understanding that we have no purpose of life.
Hello everyone, I am Jitendra Singh, banker turned entrepreneur and author of the book Perfect Mastering the Art of Selling. I welcome you to read my story where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs and more. Today I have with me Ms. Roopali Bajaj. She is the founder and CEO of the Mandala of Light India, Dimension 4, an event company in Dubai, and she is also the healer, life coach, spiritual guide, motivational speaker, psychic channel. She is a God-gifted healer and intuitive for the past 20 years. Her motto in life is to contribute to others' life through the richness of her experience and assist people in every sphere of their life. Practicing various healing modalities such as clinical hypnotherapy, past life regression, access bar, theta healing, quantum touch, psychotherapy, holistic counseling for adults and children, inner child work, emotional freedom techniques, metaphor therapy, reconnective healing, rebirth, stress conflict management, and also conducting various workshops and meditations. And she is also doing motivational talks, organizing various workshops and meditation sessions. And she is also she has also received various awards such as Swadheen Nari Samman Award, 100 Inspiring Indian Global Achievers, Golden Mango Real Stories, Slate, an initiative to spread literacy across the Emirates, Nature's Grace Achievers Award, and so many. Today she will be discussing with us about her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome Roopali ma'am, the platform is open and now over to you.
Thank you so much for for inviting me on this platform so that I can express myself, and through self-expression, I can be an inspiration to others. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. First thing I'd like to know from you is how did your past life has affected the person who you wanted to be in your life and what you are?
I'll be very honest and vulnerable with you right now. I have only experienced my past life in bits and pieces. Even though I'm a past life regression therapist, I know that every individual will be able to witness only that part of their past which they have to heal in the present moment. I firmly believe that whatever your past may have been, it is definitely going to be reflected in the now, in this life itself. Your very life, with this life, when you heal it, the past life becomes immaterial, because only then can you really truly have access to it with total neutrality. The whole purpose of past life is, can I be neutral to the here and now? Can I be neutral to everything that I witnessed in the past, and to heal my mental, physical and emotional bodies? So I have seen my past lives in bits and pieces, and there was a lot of angst in the beginning that how come I am a therapist and I'm not able to see my past life, till I understood that the universe has its own divine plan and we have to not control the divine plan. And in the divine plan, when everything has to open up for me suddenly and having access to each and every lifetime, it is going to happen, but it has not happened as yet. I've had impressions of them which I needed to heal, and one of the biggest impressions that I had to heal from my past life was to know, be, perceive and receive the beauty of the feminine and bring it forth in life, in this life.
Wonderful. So if I talk about the current life, you would be having certain plans for your career, for your choices you want to make in your life. So what were those as compared to what you are doing?
I have already made the choices that I had to make in the past. One of the choices was to explore life as such, to experience the different healing modalities, to understand what healing really is, to know what is the mind and how the mind functions, to understand how our emotions are totally influencing our very being, and we are totally led by emotions. So to understand the mysteries of life, whatever I had to understand so far, I have understood. My motto in life right now in this moment is to just just simply go with the flow. I'm not making any plans because finally, after 20 years of always being in charge, always being in control, I finally understood that it is a very big illusion, a very big play which God has created, where we believe we are the ones in control. No, we are not in control. The only control we have is, can we have control over our negative emotions? Can we have control over our negative thoughts? Can we have control over people's reactions towards us and receive them neutrally? Once you have this control, you have a control over your mental, physical, and emotional bodies. When you are in control of your mental, physical, and emotional bodies, then you become a partner with the universe and you just go with the flow.
Right, and that's really a noble thought, because we always believe we can do this, we can do that, but actually, what we can do is the overall perspective of universe, which derives us to do certain things in certain environment.
Yes.
So that is a really wonderful one. So if I talk about things you are passionate about in your life, what are those?
Yes, this is very interesting. I remember around 10 years ago, I had gone for a workshop, and the person who was conducting the workshop, he had said that write down everything that you're passionate about, and whatever definitions you have of yourself, you write them down. And so we wrote them down. And then later on, he said that destroy all of this. And I'm like, but why should we destroy whatever we have written? He said that is the limitation that you have created. You have to be passionate about every breath that you take. And at that time, it was too early for me to really understand what he was saying. I was too sure, who I am. But today I have reached that stage where I can say I am totally passionate about life. I love every aspect of life. I love to feel positive in the morning, to look at the sunset and the sunrise, and to look at the plants and the trees and every aspect of the human life and admire it instead of changing it and wanting it to be different from what it is. There was a time in my life when I wanted to have a magical wand and just do magic on everybody who is unhappy. And, I had this desire like a child. Can I not make everybody happy? And today I realize, no, I'm the one who has to be so happy that I can spill this happiness to others. And even if there are totally negative people around me, I want to be that fountain of joy and spread this joy rather than getting influenced or disturbed by their negativity. So that's who I am. My passion is life. My passion is love. My passion is happiness. My passion is to be such a space of joy that I become the influence, not because I have to explain something to people, but just people coming close to me and being associated with me, feel it and get inspired. Sometimes they may ask a question, sometimes they just want to be in this energy. That's what I would like to be. That's my passion. And I want to go with this everywhere, whenever I can, spreading joy, peace, happiness, love in the world.
Right. And that's really wonderful. Like knowing yourself in the environment you are living in is the wonderful thing. But we always miss on that.
Yes, true.
So, ma'am, if I talk about your work and experiences so far, you have done so many things. So I'd like to know all of that in a brief, what all you did, how your journey was all about.
My journey was, the one aspect of my journey which I never forget was that I had gone to a party where one of my aunts was just watching me, and she thought that I looked a bit unhappy. And so she had just recently done a session in hypnotherapy, and so she invited me. She said, Roopali, would you like to try hypnotherapy? I said, what is hypnotherapy? And she said, well, they will hypnotize you and then you will have access to your subconscious mind. And I said, I'm not doing this voodoo stuff. I don't believe in this. She just requested me, and she was persuasive enough to take me as a demo. So I went as a demo in a hypnotherapy class, and I was quite a control freak. They tried to hypnotize me a number of times. I did not get hypnotized, and I said, no, this doesn't work. I don't believe in it. Just when I said it doesn't work, I don't believe in it, is the time when suddenly I was standing, and I remember, and I couldn't open my eyes. And I'm like, what? I want to open my eyes. I didn't have the power because I was under hypnosis, and I had access to my soul for the first time. It was a very strange moment when I had access to my soul, because I was crying and I was laughing at the same time. I can never forget that. And everybody was like, what is she doing? My eyes were closed. I was hypnotized. I was crying because the longing for the soul was so painful. I wanted to be with it. And I was smiling because I wanted to have access to it. And that is when my journey started. My curiosity curiosity increased suddenly, and I said, what kind of a life am I living? I was just living like a normal human being doing normal things. And I said, no, there is more to life. What is this? I
Right.
want to know everything. And that's how I started my journey. And my curiosity, my quench, my thirst to know everything about life took me from one modality to another. I finished past life regression therapy. I did clinical hypnotherapy. I did in integrated healing. Then I started doing other courses like reconnective healing. I did pranic healing, emotional freedom technique, access bars, access consciousness. And for access consciousness, I was a facilitator trying to access my own consciousness, etc., etc. This journey just went on and on and on till finally I realized that whatever I had to understand, it is all about energy. And you can have these various modalities. It does not, all modalities will work. But what really truly works is with what neutral, loving energy are you present as total awareness to heal that person, not because this is the modality I'm healing with, but to heal that person with the awareness of what that person is willing to receive. Because many a times I have seen healers feel flustered or frustrated or angst that, they're not able to heal a person who will keep coming to them again and again. We have to always be in question. And if we are totally aware, we will know that there are people who will come to you and they never ever want to be healed. And there are people who will be healed in just one session with you. So that awareness and that nuance of healing to understand energy is what I finally gathered from all these experiences. What is the energy behind my words? What is the energy of the other person and that person's desire, what that person is wanting? How far is that person willing to go and change his life or her life to have the transformation that that person is looking for?
Great, wonderful. So you were just talking about kind of people who have who are getting healing experiences and getting better with one or two healing, and there are people who are not getting results after a few healings.
Yes.
So possibly that is because of their inner acceptability to the healing.
What happens is, my friend, that it is very, very, very scary to see your own muck, to remove your blocks. If from childhood, suppose hypothetically, if from childhood you have created these big barriers with which you have lived your life because you believe that nobody loves you, and you have lived your entire life from the age of 2 with this very strong conviction and belief that nobody loves you, and I will fight in this reality and get my work done. And this reality is just functions by through fight, through snatching, through taking away things. If such a person comes to me, it is not possible mostly that that person will be vulnerable enough to open up to that light hidden as a 2-year-old child. It will take a lot of courage, because then that means you have to literally destroy and uncreate all the life that you have created so far based on your anger, angst, snatching, or whatever your belief systems have been. You have to give them up. You have to throw them. You have to throw your identity completely. So there will be people who, from their tone and the way they speak and their energy, you will just know that they are not ready. Don't waste your time. They will come every day, every night. They can come and bother you. Madam, I'm not getting healed. But you have to know, you have to ask questions whether this person is really willing to be so vulnerable, to see how that inner child is hiding maybe at a very tender age, and to totally open up your heart and give up on everything you've been believing you are, give up your identity totally. So it really varies from people to people, person to person, and energy to energy.
Right. That's why some people getting quick results, some take time.
Yes, absolutely.
Correct. Wonderful. So if I talk about your vision, mission and goal in life for next 5 to 10 years from now, what that would be?
Again, as I said in the beginning, I don't really have a goal, because I have observed the mind. What the mind does, it makes you live with goals. Once the goals are, first of all, it will try its level best that you do not achieve that goal. Once that goal is achieved, mostly there is this empty feeling that starts coming in. Now what? And so instead of goal, I look at life as what is the bigger picture of how I want to be operating and functioning in life. Because mostly when people function from goals, I'll give you a very easy example of that. One of the goals is people want to feel loved by losing weight. Okay?
Right.
When they lose weight, they will realize that those who love them still love them, and those who did not love them still don't love them. You're losing
Correct.
weight, inner reflection. It's how you're feeling inside you that is going to decide the outside you. But if you believe that just because I will lose weight, I will be feeling that people are loving me more or my life will change. No, what changes is you are feeling more joyful and happy within your own self. So the
Right.
goal is always internal change, and internal transformation is the ultimate goal that any human being should have on this planet. External goals will make you disheartened, because once you achieve a goal, say a goal of making so much money, how many times I've observed people, they've made that amount of money and then they are like, now what? So the
Correct.
life is about not making goals. Life is about out creating whatever you have created so far, and not because you are wanting to prove it to somebody, but you are wanting to explore your own inner dimension of how limitless you are. And from that experience and that intent, if you start exploring life, that you know what, I can now create even whatever I've created in the past. What else is possible for me? What else can I create? How much fun can I have creating something new? So that is when you keep on moving from one step to another, not because you have to achieve something, but you're exploring something. So there's a difference between achieving something and exploring, just as an explorer of life, to enjoy life, to know your own limitlessness, to know the infinite possibilities that you have within yourself.
Right. That is the best way you can fulfill your life.
Yes.
So that's really wonderful. Ma'am, if I talk about the most important life lessons you have learned from your personal and professional journey so far, so what are those lessons?
The most important lesson, which actually made me fall down so often, I cannot even tell you how often I fell down. I had this very, very deep desire to influence people, to heal people, to take away their darkness, to change them, to make them, जैसे कोई मैला सा इंसान है and you just polish them and you want to brighten them, and I wanted to polish this whole world. So like a child I was,
Right.
and I finally in my journey of life realized that you have to polish the mirror inside, not outside. That makes all the
Correct.
difference. And
Correct.
that is what I would like to tell everybody, that if you are spending a large part of your energy, especially when you are in a household situation, influencing your family, wanting to change your family, they will not change. They have come here only to teach you these lessons, that can you accept them and be an allowance of them as they are, and be that inspiration that you become an invitation for others to ask you, hey, you look so bright and happy, can I have some of that? To receive people's judgments who are jealous of you, to receive people's hatred, rather than stopping them, judging them back, or why they're hating me or why they don't like me. Don't go into the whys. Whys will always take you into a loop of wrongness, that what is wrong with me. Instead of going into a why, you have to be so present with your energies, to be so in admiration of the way you are, that you can be an inspiration for others. So don't waste your time and energy fixing people, changing people, influencing people by force. Be an allowance of people. There is no right in this world. There is no wrong in this world. Every person is a unique expression. Every human being has come with some special talents and capacities. If you are truly gifted, then ask what talents and capacities this person has, and how can I help them come up with these talents and explore these talents and capacities, to have absolute total gratitude for every person as they are, to have the capacity and the capability to see what is good about this person. Even the darkest person on this planet will have something beautiful. To be having the vision to see that light in that person, and see that inner child, that this person is being so aggressive or so violent because he is violent or she is violent to himself or herself. There is something which I can look at and see that inner child with love. So when you can look at this world with love, not how they should be, but as they are, then that is when you become the ultimate influencer on this planet.
That's really wonderful. The first thing you mentioned about our own self, because we need to see ourselves first in a better perspective, better way, because we have so many things we always ignore, and same thing applies to others as well. Like we see others in one direction, or maybe one perspective, or maybe we have judgmental kind of attitude towards people. But instead of that, we should see their perspective, overall perspective, what good things they have in themselves, and we can help them to nurture more onto it. We can be their support, and we can seek support from themselves as well, because they can also be support for us. So we need to explore things in little different way, which can help us be more practical, be more joyful. We would be more lively towards life.
Absolutely.
we see so many things in a negative way, but
Yes.
instead we can see things in a positive way, which can change entire story.
Yes, I don't believe in competition. I believe in cooperation. The only person you're competing with, actually, if you truly get to know the depth of your own self, you will realize you're always only competing with your own self. There is nobody else out
Right.
there. So competing with
Correct.
your own self means, okay, this is who I was, this is what I created, what else can I create? And that is not from a negative feeling of competition, but it is from the joy, the passion, the enthusiasm of, wow, I could do this, what else is possible? That feeling and that joy, because that joy, what happens is, once you explore or you're so positive about yourself, then you exponentialize it into your next act, and then you become the flow where you just become you're just sliding, and there is no friction in your life, and that happens only when you are not against your own self. So we must always observe with what tone and how we are talking to our own self. If it is critical, then it is one of your parents' voice or your relative's voice or somebody else's voice that has become your voice. So ask, who does this belong to? Where did I pick up such heavy criticism for myself? And if I was not to judge myself, criticize myself, who would I be? So these are really important questions that every human being must always ask. I always tell people that please remain and be in question rather than conclusion, because a question will open up a door to greater awareness. So I live by question, and that is why I don't have definite answers, and I tell people and encourage people to always break the algorithm pattern of their mind by asking questions for every situation and everything that is happening in their lives.
Correct. That's really wonderful way of seeing thing in life. Maybe we can say different perspective. That's really wonderful. And ma'am,
Yes.
if I talk about you have learned so many healing modalities, and the purpose of all the healing modalities is to help and support us
Yes.
by making us better, by removing negativities, and so on. So how these healing modalities can teach us the purpose of life, and how to understand basically what is my purpose of life.
The ultimate purpose of life actually is to be joyful, to be telling you the truth. Because whatever we are doing, we are in pursuit of happiness. Okay?
Right.
That means that when I have this much money, then I will be happy. When I become this, then I will make my father or my mother proud. Or my children will be happy with me. Or my wife will be happy with me. Or the world will look at me, and then I will feel happy. So this is the purpose of life, but it's not right, it's not wrong. This is something we must understand, that through finding the purpose of life, you will one day understand that there is no purpose to life, but yet we can have a purpose of life till we reach the understanding that we have no purpose of life, because life must always go on. Creation should never stop. So I always tell all my clients when they come, don't wait, always create. What do you
Right.
create? You out-create your past limitations. You out-create every hesitation you have. You out-create your guilt and shame. You out-create your belief that I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Like, for example, for me personally, because I'm so organic by nature, and I'm so natural by nature. In the beginning, for me, I had some form of a block towards social media, some form of a block towards Google Meets and all kinds of Zoom meetup, where it was a vibrational virtual reality, and I had these blocks. So because of my own block, whenever I had a meetup setting up, or there was something which I had to do online, my hands would be a little unstable, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't understand this. Like, I can't relate to people, But it took me a while to understand that no, I can relate to people even through a virtual reality, and even I can use this to my advantage. And it is through this that today people are knowing me more than how it was in the past. So everything can be used to your advantage.
Correct.
But you have to remove your mental blocks, and I slowly so one important part this is really important that I would like to guide to anybody who's listening is, so there are two parts to it. So when I had this aversion or this block towards vibrational virtual reality, and in your life it could be towards anyone or anything, does not matter. You can take the same example, that whatever it is, you can bring it forth in front of you. Two things will happen. One is your reaction, one is your judgments, and the other part of it is what it does to your nervous system, that it makes you uncomfortable. For example, some people, when you talk about public speaking, they get very uncomfortable, shaky, So these two aspects, that is what is happening to your emotions, what is happening to your physical body, through your mind. They both must be observed and worked on simultaneously. Only then can you really cross it and become comfortable with it. Because even if at mental level I say I'm fine, it may not work if physically I'm still getting shaken up. So every time I would be missing a meeting, by 5 minutes or whatever, because I'm still trying to understand how this mechanism works. Like today also I have to ask you, okay, do I have to download the app? So earlier the shaking or the nervousness used to be so much because I've always wanted to be presentable and wanting to be there on time, doing it the proper way. But as I put down my barriers and I became comfortable that it's okay, everything is okay, we are all human beings, and let me relax first. So when you start relaxing in your body, when you're trying anything new in your life and you take the help of your physical, your emotional and your mental bodies, then you can overcome every single challenge. But you must overcome it at all these three levels, to stabilize, to be relaxed with whatever new. However many times you fail, it's not a failure actually. Failure is a place where your body has not learned to relax and overcome that belief system or that memory. So you have to cross that memory and out-create from that memory of lack or limitation, and that's all that life is. Life is just a set of memories, and you have to use your mental, physical, emotional bodies to out-create those memories which are bringing some reaction in your body. And that's all that total physical, mental, emotional healing is about. And that's what all modalities do.
Correct. That's really wonderful. You talked about so many things, but in a nutshell, I can say that we have one mindset block. Second is kind of fear we always have, and third is being uncomfortable. If we understand why we are lacking, these three things are there. Either of the three things that is stopping us. So once we understand our obstacle, either of the three, then we can be more clear about our vision, what we want to do in life, and on the basis of that, we can understand our perspective, like how we can plan things for our own self. Like you mentioned about physical body, mental body, and emotional body. So then we need to understand these things in a proper way, like what our thoughts are, what our beliefs are, what we see things in what perspective. Then we can start working on the next level, which is exploring ourselves. Then the actual journey happens. Then we understand what our purpose of life is. Then we explore things. We move in a step-by-step way so that we can be more clearer about our vision, mission, goal in life. See things in a broader perspective.
You are very right, because I have seen in the past more so, now it is less. People are in a hurry to become something. People are in a hurry to create something and to prove to the world, they have become something. No, just exactly as you said, first stabilize yourself, your mental, physical and emotional bodies. Once they are stable, once you are feeling more and more grounded and connected to live life as an explorer, then you will not fall down so many times. Then your ups and downs will be less, because then you know that, okay, this is how my body reacts and this is what happens to me, how I become negative. And once you can observe the whole process, then you become stronger and more powerful to be able to deal with life and create life just how you would like it.
Then it will be easy for us to be on right track. And if we have a failure, that would be a smaller ones compared to what we can have.
Yes, because and ultimately what failure is, my friend, failure is more than what appears to be in the physical world. What happens to you internally is the ultimate failure, because it is your reaction to something which you are not able to do perfectly that you call as failure. So it is ultimately not what happened as a manifestation in the physical reality, but how did you react to that manifestation? If it was not perfect, you reacted with self-aggression, self-criticism, depression, or I cannot do it again, giving up on it. So once your internal reactions start becoming lesser and lesser and become more and more positive, explorer type, joyful, then you don't call it a failure. So, okay, this didn't work for me, never mind, let's try it again. Then you become playful. Because the ultimate purpose of life is to be playful, joyful, live life fully, explore life fully from the energy of play. Even if you are in the youth of Mahabharata, you can be playful like Krishna, and you can manage your life without creating any form of confusion and having total clarity that how you have to move ahead in the battlefield.
Correct. So whatever kind of conflict we have within ourselves or outside, if we be playful, then that would not be a conflict. That would only be a normal course of action, which can be
Absolutely.
part and parcel of routine life.
Yes. Yes.
So we can make it simple.
Yes,
Great.
absolutely.
We
Actually,
have
life is
that
very,
power.
very simple. It's not complicated at all. Life is very simple. And if you observe very closely, money is a very beautiful tool. I will not say that money is not a lovely tool. Money is a beautiful tool. But money by itself does not give you happiness, or does not give you satisfaction, or does not give you whatever you're looking for, because there are people who have all the money in their life, but their angst, their frustration, their depression has not reduced in spite of the money. Maybe it has increased. So money is to be used only as a tool for creation further and further. And many people make, having money or becoming this or that as the ultimate goal of life. If you're joyful, if you're present, if you're playful with life, if you make your life simple, then you can have all the money and you'll remain happy. If you don't have all the money, your inner joy is not so much disturbed. It may be a little bit, but not so much disturbed once you have more stability over your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
Right, wonderfully explained. So we are talking about how the purpose of life, how to understand it. Once we are aware of the purpose, that like this is purpose of my life, how can we make it more fulfilling?
If you are aware of your purpose of life, then you have to do whatever needs to be done to fulfill that purpose of life. And then you have to be so steadfast towards that purpose of life that anything may happen to you, you are not going to give up on that vision that you have created, because till that purpose is not fulfilled, which your soul will definitely know, you will always remain feeling incomplete. Your complete feeling, the feeling of satiation, the feeling, oh yes, I have arrived, will happen only when you have created a vision for yourself and you fully immerse yourself in that vision. And whatever forces, internal or external, are stopping you, you do not give up, you do not give in, and you do not quit. That is the way
Wonderful.
to head forward towards whatever you have decided that I will achieve, because through that process of achieving whatever you've decided, there will be huge learning curve, there'll be many ups and downs, there will be lots of ways in which you will realize the depths of life. So every person has to pursue from the position in their head that if I have chosen this, whatever that is, then I am going to make sure that with awareness I keep pursuing it, learning new lessons. Life is going to create a purpose only so that you can learn all the lessons of life. And the ultimate lesson of life is that life is simple, life is in the here and now. All your negative beliefs are lies, and that is what you will ultimately deliver through your purpose, to know that wherever you reach, if you have not overcome your negativity, you will still remain in circles, you will not reach anywhere. So overcoming all your negative belief systems and achieving whatever you're wanting to achieve is the final and ultimate purpose. But whatever your purpose is, pursue it till it takes you there, wherever your soul has decided and chosen for you. Don't give up, don't give in, and don't quit.
Right, wonderful. So we see many people, they say something like that, I got my purpose, now my life is sorted. That's not sorted actually. There is the journey which begins from that point in time. So
Absolutely.
we have many things to go.
Yeah.
So we have so many things to achieve that purpose, because that includes our commitment, that includes our not only commitment but continuous effort, and that also require kind of learning during the journey, because without learning we cannot explore ourselves, we cannot grow in life. So you were talking about how you feel when you have to use social media and all. So onto it, like what kind of a person you are you an introvert or an extrovert while meeting people or connecting with them? What do you think plus or minus of the same is?
I think, and again, I'm being a little bit vain, but that's fine. What do you think about my personality looking at me? That's how, we are always knowing about the other person. What do you think? Let's see. What do you guess?
I answer you in a different way. Like we always have dual personality, and when we are like in front of people, we have to behave in certain way. But when we are alone, possibly many of us are kind of reserved people.
It's not reserved. It's always, I look at life as inner exploration. When you are talking to people, we are also exploring something. Then when we come back to our inner space, we are exploring. And a person must always explore the inner and the outer. The exploration is just everywhere. There are blocks, limitations, separations, which we have created from the other person. Those walls that we have created, we have to keep looking inwards to break those walls completely. So if you ask me what kind of a person I am, I'm a very open person. I love to engage and interact with people, enjoy people, open-hearted, very, very outspoken, very, very clear. Whatever is there inside is outside mostly. And if I'm hiding something, then I do the dirty work of digging and taking out my muck. That okay, I'm hiding all of these things and just looking at them non-judgmentally, whatever I'm hiding from myself, from the world, because sometimes it's not hiding, sometimes it requires tact and talent. Everything cannot be spoken in every forum, but I do look inside me, whatever is there, which I can clean and clear, creating any form of separation, barrier from others or judgment of others, and that is what my inner exploration is. And that is when I am, and you can call me an introvert, when I sit in my meditations or I sit in any form of inner understanding of life. But mostly that work is done now. I'm out there for people, with people, enjoying every aspect of life. One thing which I will also like to tell today is that as I went on my spiritual path for some time, I believed, which I had to do it because I had to also align my mental, physical and emotional bodies. I believe that spiritual people, should not go to parties, or there were some should and should nots in the beginning of this journey. And there was a persona that I had created that, if I'm spiritual, I cannot be seen in this way or that way. Many spiritual people, I'm not judging them, but they will wear a particular type of clothes, orange color, white color, or they will live a certain kind of a sattvic life. I personally believe that if you have control over your mental, physical, emotional bodies, and if you have taken total charge of your positivity and joy within, then you are living in spirit. And to live in spirit means I can be anywhere, everywhere, I can be anything. I am normal human being, and I am just being me as a truthful, honest, joyful, happy person wherever I go. And that is the ultimate aim of any spirituality. So that's what I would say. Be an explorer, be fully alive in all of life. Not that, I cannot be in this party, I cannot be here, I cannot wear this, I cannot speak this. Be in spirit, be in light, inclusive of everyone and everything.
You wonderfully said, be an explorer, whether you are with people or whether you with yourself. So be explorer, explore things outside, also explore things inside as well. So that's wonderful way of seeing things in a positive way, and exploring that always help us to learn about people, about things, and about us as well. So that's really wonderful. And if I talk about the kind of support you got in your journey, there would be people who helped you, who supported you. Who were those?
Yes, every person supported me in a very different way. I must explain to you this, that I was looking for emotional support from my family members and all the other people around me. That support I did not receive, but I received various other kinds of support. Like my husband supported me tremendously financially. He gave me all the money that I required for going for so many places, so many modalities, different countries to learn different courses. He was always there supporting me. So that is the kind of support I received from my husband. Then from my family are very, very, traditional in their outlook. So I consider that as a support. Why it is a support? Because you want to break free from the barriers of tradition, and they provided the base of tradition from which I have to explore myself. So in that way, if I look at life, I think all of life support, because support is not what you define that somebody did this for me or helped me do this, but support is, could I use every experience and every person around me to find myself and know myself. And so that is, in a way, they are supporting you. Whatever you may even call as negativity, in the contrast, that also is provided to you so that you can find the source of joy within yourself. So without that contrast, you cannot know yourself. So I think everybody in my life supported.
Great, that's really wonderful. So we always need kind of inspiration and motivation in our life as well. So how you get your motivation and inspiration from?
My inspiration is always nature, always. Whenever I am with nature, I am like, can I be always like this? So simple, so playful, so intelligent, and not worried at all like human beings. How will I get my next food or where will I sleep? The simplicity of nature, the beauty of nature, the awe of nature, it inspires me, it motivates me, it makes me alive. That I have this physical body given to me by Mother Earth, the deep gratitude I feel for having this body, because of which I can explore life. Without this body, I cannot explore anything. So, ultimate gift on this planet is your beautiful body that you have received, with which you can explore life. And that is what is my true inspiration. When I get up, I may fall so many times, but when I get up in the morning, I have this big window and I see the sun rise every day in the morning. And then I think of a cup of tea, and that my body has the capability to hold that cup, to cook that tea, to sip it, to taste it. Just that one experience in itself is wow, I'm alive. So that is my inspiration, that I'm alive to life.
We have so many wonderful such experiences throughout the day, but we always tend to ignore them. If we start seeing them in a positive perspective, so
Yes.
many learnings, so many wonderful learnings we can have daily.
Yes, absolutely.
That's really wonderful, and we always strive for success. So, what is your take on success? What do you feel about that?
If you're able to overcome your self-criticism, your self-doubt, your self-hatred, then you're successful in life. Simple. That is my ultimate take on success. Because whatever you may become, if your doubts are still there, your inner criticism is still there, your self-hatred is still there, you're always waiting for other people to validate you, you're always waiting for other people to look at you and give you the supply of whatever you're wanting as a need, then whatever you become, you're always needing that supply from outside. You're never content from inside, and that supply can never ever be satiating. So you have to be supplying that inwardly, and that is what I believe is success. When you are free of your own negative chatter, your own self-doubt, your self-hatred, your need for constant validation, then whatever you create, you're free. So true success is freedom from the neediness of wanting attention or validation or positivity. Have all those sources within yourself, and then you're successful in whatever you do. You become magical, just like gold. Whatever you touch, you transmute it.
That's really wonderful and very simple to understand that
Yes.
if you are free from all the negativities we have in ourselves, then
Yes.
whatever we do in life, we are successful.
Absolutely.
Really wonderful. So we are moving on to the last one. Any message, advice you would like to make to our audience, viewers, and listeners?
Yes, I would like to tell everybody that however negative you are feeling in life, however depressed you are feeling in life, however much you have experienced suffering, pain, misery, hopelessness, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to be willing to get up and cross that tunnel, and only you can do it. Nobody else can do it. People can help you, people can guide you, motivate you, but you have to walk in that tunnel of darkness. So even if you have fallen 100 times, doesn't matter. Get up, start again. It's an illusion that it's too late. There is nothing called too late. How to start? People will say where to start, but I don't have money, I don't have health. Does not matter. I have met in this journey so many people. I remember that lady I met once. She was around 55 years old, and she had arthritis. She could not walk. And then when I met her after 1 year, her whole body toned and she had changed completely. And in 1 year, she told me that she struggled and cried in pain, but she went to the gym because she knew that she had to make her muscles from inside fit. She changed her entire diet, and she became so healthy and so fit at the age of 56 that even a 20-year-old would not be. And mostly what we do in life is only when we fall down that we tell ourselves, okay, now I'm going to change myself. Don't wait for the fall. Just start creating now, here and now. Start from anywhere. Even if you have limitations of resources, limitations of every kind, doesn't matter. If you ask the universe to support you, if you are in question, if you have just the willingness to start from somewhere and get up, how many times you fall doesn't matter, then life will hold your hand and will take you to the end of the tunnel, to the light. Don't give up, don't give in, don't quit. Whatever your problems are, just have the willpower that I can overcome them. And I will not criticize myself if I have failed, maybe for the 50 years of my life or all of my life so far, doesn't matter. That's gone. I have the now. I'm living in this now. I'm creating in this now. I will start again. If tomorrow I fall again I will get up, but I'll not give up. Just like the ant who was trying to, rise on the wall, that story that you've heard. It doesn't give up. How many times it falls, it still starts wanting to climb the wall because it has to take the food somewhere. Be like that, persuasive, and you can find the willpower within you, because God has equipped each one of you to have this inner instinct to find the way. If you have the will, you will find it.
That's really wonderful. The only way to achieve anything in life is your own way, your
Yes.
own support system, whatever you have within you.
Yes.
That is the best.
Yes.
Because external support could be momentarily,
Yes.
but the support which you supplies from within,
Yes.
that is the continuous support.
Absolutely.
That's really wonderful, ma'am. And I must say, we discussed so many things about life, about the purpose of life, how we can make our life fulfilling. And also, you shared your experiences as well, your journey. That was really amazing to hear. And the kind of success we can create in our life could be the effort of our own effort. External support is additional, but
Yes,
whatever we need to do in our life, that should come from within. So that's
Yes.
really wonderful. I enjoyed our conversation very much, and I want to hear more from you soon again. Maybe
Sure.
we can have a detailed discussion on some specific topic. That would be wonderful thing. And I must thank you for your time. It was really wonderful having you here on this platform.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed also, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
And I will also share your social media along with the interview so that people can be in touch with you, help
Yes.
you, take your help and
Yes.
guidance
Thank you so much.
wherever they feel.
Thank you.
So guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so very much everyone for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.